everybody, Josh Shanks here with Josh's Adventures. Today I'm out here in this beautiful little canal that kind of traverses through all these farmers' fields here in southern New Brunswick. I am in search of beaver though. I remember being out here this spring and I spotted a couple of lodges that I filed away mentally to come back and trap, and I think today is the day. I want to hit it in the early season because it is a bit tough to get to. And I think that getting to them by open water on a kayak is probably one of the easiest ways to do it. So that's enough chit chat. Let's get to trapping. Oh wow, I hadn't really accounted for this as a problem, but the water level is very high right now. And I don't know if these beavers have been flooded out. I don't know if that happens or not. There's still lots of fresh chews. I'm gonna come back to this one. We're just starting to get into a little bit of a snow squall here. It's kind of exciting. I figured this was coming today, so I dressed warm, thankfully. But I always like this sort of transition point in the year between fall and winter. This water level is crazy high. When I was here in the spring, it was just a little trickle, honestly. Like this was all just rock bed over here. So, man, I'm gonna be able to paddle up a long ways. This is really quite unexpected. I didn't think the water level was gonna be this high. One thing that's good is I am noticing little beaver chews all along here. Like little sticks that they've chewed the bark off of. They feed on that, so they just kind of kick them into the current, and it's usually a good indicator that there's a beaver population upstream. There we go. Starting to see the remnants of some beaver activity. I don't think this is super active. I'm gonna go explore up this little channel, see if there's any signs of life. Yeah, that looks like the end of the road. Pull off here and do a little bit of scouting. Seeing some beaver sticks as I'm pulling in here. This might be a little channel. Alright, let's go scout around. So I'm hearing running water up this way. That's probably a good indicator that there's a dam. Seeing some sign. That's the old beaver chews. Let's go up a little bit further, see if anything's dammed up. Back in my kayak, and I have rooted around in all of the little tributaries that are coming into this main creek, and I have not found any further good, reliable sign of beaver chews. But right here, right at the back of my kayak, I do see sign of beaver harvesting. These are fresh, so these are basically food sticks, little pieces of willow and alder. The beaver chews up, takes the bark off of. This one obviously it hasn't finished off yet, but that is a brand new chew. So they are around here. I just gotta find them. It's vexing, but this is why it's called trapping and not grocery shopping. It's supposed to be a little bit of a challenge. This is definitely a little game trail that it's using. It brings fresh chews, 1, 2, 3, right out to the water's edge, and then feeds on them. So I just gotta find them. Oh no, these are the worst things. I know he's around here, I just gotta find him. Could have ended badly. I'm back out here on the main river, and I'm gonna try see if I can't find where this beaver lodge is. It has to be close. They don't travel a tremendous distance to feed because their food sources are really quite abundant, so I have a little bit of a suspicion that he might be over this way because I'm seeing some food sticks. Just Let's see if I can paddle into this little floodplain here and maybe happen upon some luck. Oh, it's nice to be paddling with the current. Like what I'm seeing up here. I got lots of beaver activity going on, lots of chews. Got another active chew here. Lots of slides, tons of like, this is all like sort of fresh chips. So this tells me this beaver's been here. It looks like he's kind of rummaging about through here. So I'm thinking maybe his lodge is in this big alder swale. But it really doesn't matter if I know exactly where his lodge is, if I have good, reliable sign that he's coming to an area and using a particular path of water reliably. And the other thing is the water here is a lot murkier than it is elsewhere, so I think this is an active path. So I'm going to go explore this a little bit, see if I can find anything. They really are a spectacular creature. Like, look at the size of that tree it gnawed through. It's really impressive. Like, that's a lot of work. So I'm just kind of rooting around out here in this alder swale for the last 25 minutes or so, and I cannot for the life of me find the beaver's lodge. Like, I'm not sure where they're living. And unfortunately they haven't like set up much of a dam either, so I'm kind of stuck in like this hard place of I see beaver sign, but it's not patterned enough to be able to put in good reliable sets. On a positive note though, I did find an absolute just gold mine of fiddleheads. Like all along these banks, just loaded, so keep that in mind for the spring. Oh my goodness, I found it. Unbelievable. I can't believe he's built a roof and walls. I'm just kidding. It's a bank lodge right next to that little structure. So I'm gonna put a couple traps in. Alright, so here's a better view. So that is a little bank lodge that this beaver's got set up. And look, it has been storing food like a madman. Look at that, 2 food piles. Looky here, I have some fresh beaver poop and a fresh beaver chew. All right, there we go. I got 3 sets in. I got one on a little run over there. I got one on a little run over there. I got one on a little run over there. So we're gonna come back and maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day, see how we do. So that's just the remnants of an old bank lodge, probably a few years old now. All right, so I am just paddling my way back out to the car. Pretty happy with that set. Not where I thought I was gonna find that beaver lodge at all. That's super funny. But the good news is I don't have to paddle in to check it tomorrow. There is a road that I can access to get in to see how we did. But just gonna get out to the car and then I'm gonna drive a little ways and set at a lodge that I saw when I was driving in. That might have been a beaver behind me. So I was driving home and I decided to explore a little spot that I've been passing every day on my commute home from work. And it's actually a really sweet beaver lodge. Like, look at this. So I got a brand new dam. I got the lodge right over there with a big fresh feed pile in front of it. So signs of recent activity. And I have all these little like beaver highways going up. There's actually like a perfect beaver track up here, which is kind of cool. Like right there, you can see its little claws going. But they're impressive little critters. Like they scale this little hill here and go feed up on all those willows and alders up there. But he's got all these fresh chews. So this is mainly his feeding zone. So I'm gonna set basically a little perimeter and put one on the dam, and then a few on these little little highways that he's got going here. So let's get started. Oh, that's a big spider. Holy moly. Like that. Alright, so I'm going to call it a day. I'm tuckered out. I've been out here for a long time. I got 3 good high quality sets in. I'm feeling really good about this location. You know, it's so good I'm probably going to come and check traps tomorrow. So I'll check in with you then. And it's kind of an interesting phenomenon that's happened. So I got one here, if you notice, and it is actually sprung. So yeah, the trap's gone off, but there's nothing caught in it. So I would say something triggered it. If you take a look here too, my second set that I had, it's sprung as well. But again, nothing's caught in it. So, what I would say we have here is a trap-wise beaver. So sometimes beavers, if they've been exposed to a trap before of like a certain type or certain like setting style, they kind of understand the pattern and will look for it. And they have little funny ways of setting off traps. So they'll run a stick up through it, or they'll like kick it. Sometimes I've had that happen. Trap smart beaver is on the differential. Also, it could be that muskrats were swimming through these, so sometimes they're a little too small to get caught in the big 330s, and they'll trigger them, and the jaws will kind of close around them, but they won't get trapped. So, a couple of options that might be happening here. I got one last set over on the other side, and it doesn't look sprung right now, so I think I'm going to pull up my traps and just move on. There's the last one. Remains unsprung. Alright, so I'm back at the other lodge and I had no hits again. I'm skunked today, so I'm going to go home and sook for a while, but while that's happening, I decided to make my time useful. So I decided to trap this a bit more heavily. I put in 4 more sets. I got 2 kind of running up the side by the lodge itself, and I put in 2 more sets along the bank here. I'm still got the one down on the dam and the 2 other runs set. So we're gonna leave them. Nice part about this lodge is it's really close to my house, so I can check it a lot easier. But we'll see what happens. I'll check in with you again.